I want you to hear from Tyrone Dixon from a Joey Porter standpoint, okay? Because I'm not sure how much you heard of the program tonight, but he's coached for 38 years and 7 years in NFL, and he coached with Mike Tomlin. So go ahead, Ty. I'll throw it over. What do you think about Joey Porter Jr.?
What do I think about Joey Porter? I think Joey Porter has a lot of potential. Okay, had a lot of potential coming out of Penn State. To be honest with you, in my evaluation of him, I did not think he was a number one draft pick. Okay, I didn't think that. I didn't think that he had to. I mean, just looking at his, and I like the kid, and I love his dad. But coming out, he played 4 years, I believe, at Penn State. I don't know exactly the stats on it, but I think it was he only had like maybe 1 or 2 interceptions.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So his ball skills are questionable. Ball skills are very, very questionable. Okay.
Is he playing the number one cornerback position though?
Is he playing like a number one?
No. Are they putting him in a position as a number one? Because
probably. You know, he's the best one they got probably, and they're probably, you know, maybe trying to match him up with guys, but I don't see him in that aspect. I think that he in his ball skills are a little suspect, and also his seems like his mentality sometimes I question. In the fact that I'll give you an example. Last year, he had a receiver caught a ball in front of him.
Yeah,
and he went up and tried to knock the ball out as opposed to tackling the guy, and he wasn't successful. The guy just, you know, he didn't knock it out. The guy just kept on running. And I said, wait a minute, what the heck? And I know you coach trying to get the ball out, but you got to make a tackle, man.
Right.
You know, you got to get the guy on the ground first.
But you believe
but
you believe he's the best.
Cincinnati a couple weeks ago.
But you believe he's the best secondary person that the Steelers they have. Okay.
That they have, yeah. Because I mean, Slade. I mean, I like him, but you can see it on. I mean, it's blatant on the field. I mean, that was brought up earlier.
Okay.
The fact that his play needs to be picked up, but I think Joey. I mean, he's probably the best guy that we got. I mean,
right.
So the Steelers aren't built number one for playing man because their age. They're not fast enough.
Right.
They're not built to play man against your T. Higgins, your Jamar Chase.
Hey.
Justin Jefferson, they're not built for that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what makes him play number one. He plays more aggressive.
Why would we get rid of Mika Fitzpatrick, who had the best ball skills out of all of them?
Because my personal opinion, he slid the last 2 years.
Injury took over. Injury took over Mika Fitzpatrick. And it started to show.
And I think it was a net game when you could get Jonnu Smith and Jalen Ramsey. You do that all day.
Mm-hmm.
You do that all day.
Coach, I have a question for you. Coach.
Okay.
Why have the Steelers? Why have the Steelers recruiting or their talent
scouting
program? Why have they went away from the historical black universities who gave them so much profit when they played in the early 70s and 80s? Why have they went away from that concept?
All teams have.
You know what? That's a great question because the guy who did that for them is in the Hall of Fame. Okay, Bill Nunn. Okay, Bill Nunn. He's in the Hall of Fame. Okay, as a scout for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So to deviate from that process, I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of players, man. They in the HBC, they can ball, man. Them kids can ball down there. And the thing of it is, they're hungry. You know, them kids haven't. They need to play. They want to play the game. They need to play the game.
Yeah. But the thing is, look at the number. Look at the number of players in the NFL that have been drafted in the actual draft out of HBCUs. I mean,
that's true.
This isn't the NBA because we know. Yeah, the NBA, we know they go to HBCUs.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is you could probably put on one hand how many players went from HBCUs in the NFL draft last year.
Right. So Lewis, so Lewis, you would have.
What I'm saying is this: when Bill Nunn was going talent scout for the Steelers, Majority of the people he hired or assigned in from the historical black universities were free agents. They didn't draft them. I mean, I think Stallworth and Mel Blount might have been one of the top two they did, but the rest of them was free agents.
Johnny Shell.
Well,
Johnny Shell.
Hall of Famer.
Player acquisition was quite a bit different
then.
then.
As a free agent. I think
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, he was a free agent, and he's a Hall of Famer.
He was a free agent.
Right.
Right. But I'm just saying, my point of it is bring him into camp. We're not even bringing him into camp. You cannot tell me that you can't find one or two defensive backs where they play primarily man-to-man in these southern schools. And the guys that we have, and they like the man just made, they ain't built like that.
Well, whatchamacallit? Travis Hunter's he was an HBCU guy. He played. Think about it.
They tried to switch him up the zone. And they got totally. It was a total clusterfuck. Excuse me. It was a total cluster. The concept that they have with these defensive backs, they don't seem to get it. And putting Joey Porter as the number one defensive back, as Coach just said, is a failure from the start because he wasn't that in college.
Well, he said Lewis that he's the best that they have. Okay, now
that the Steelers have.
Right.
The Steelers have.
Right. So
now, if he was on another team, he definitely probably would not be the best.
I agree, but Todd Lewis is saying we should get rid of him.
It'd be a slot.
But Lewis is he wouldn't be a slot. I don't think he wouldn't be a slot.
I don't think the reason why we're keeping Joey Porter where he is, and I appreciate what Coach is saying, is because of his dad. As my honest opinion.
No.
Well, I'll go one even better. I'll go one even better. I'll go one even better. Just I'll actually do the research. Look at all the defensive backs that win the draft with Joey Porter, after Joey Porter. And then we can measure it that way. See what he has brought to the table.
Good point.
According to
measured that way because they might be playing in different schemes.
Well, we understand that, but I'm just saying we can see what the Steelers, like you said he's trash. So I'd like to see what we passed up on.
Good point.
At that same draft.
So could we have gotten someone better? Right? I think that's the question. But let me say this, Lewis. There's no way the Steelers that they're keeping Joey Porter Jr. because of his dad. His dad got fired. His dad got fired
as a coach.
Exactly. So
but he was a heck of a player, and he's still part of the Steelers family.
He is.
You have to realize the Rooneys are one. Not anything is loyal.
Kev, just based on preliminary findings when I scrolled through. Joey Porter Jr. There's no one behind him that I would have chosen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know.
Yeah.
I know JT's over there writing like a 13-year-old in history class, but that draft was not filled with top caliber talent, but I think Joey Porter Jr. is a heck of a player. I think there's growth points that need to be focused on, but I think he's a heck of a player.